into the key three. So these are those three key behaviors that seem to show up in a lot of our effectiveness research. So to test this and to provide you with a more concrete example, we recently conducted a study of leaders in the U.S. and we separated them into different groups. Uh, Now, for each sample, we ran the procedure listed here on the right. But to summarize, leadership effectiveness was used as an outcome measure to determine which leadership behaviors are most often associated with effective leadership by observers. So it's the same analysis we have been talking about in a lot of the research today. Here's one example. So we looked at different time points in 2020, so the first and the second quarter of 2020. In both cases, leadership effectiveness was associated with 7 different behaviors. There was a different combination of behaviors for each quarter, but as you can see, these three were present in both cases. So strategic, communication, and management focus. If we look at different years, so 2018 and 2019, again, we see a variety of behaviors associated with effectiveness, but those three show up again as important for conveying effectiveness. We looked at men and women, male and female leaders. They convey effectiveness in different ways, but the ever present strategic communication and management focus are there for those groups as well. And then one final set of examples, we looked at leadership by level and by function. There are some different recipes, you could say, for effectiveness, but again, strategic, management focus, and communication show up as important for conveying leadership effectiveness. So, you know, these are a lot of recent examples of why, where these are showing up. They're showing up almost everywhere. Now, they don't show up 100% of the time. I want to make that clear. But it seems to be a pretty consistent triplet. The key three seem to show up in most of these analyses that we run. So over and over again, the key three show up. So what can we do with this? A safe bet is to assume that most leaders across contexts who want to be seen as more effective would probably benefit from increasing their emphasis on these key three behaviors. So if you know nothing about a leader or their context and you want to help them become more effective, not that that would ever happen, but let's pretend you would perhaps want to start with these three. It would be the safest bet to help them increase their level of effectiveness. So, what exactly are the key three? And I know a lot of you listening today are familiar with them, but I wanted to say, provide a little additional context for those who might know them less. So, strategic. Um, Strategic leaders or leaders who emphasize strategic behaviors consider the impact of their decisions. They understand the broader implications of their actions and they think before acting, right? Take a step back, think before you make a decision, before you act. Leaders who emphasize communication are clear in how they communicate. They keep others informed, but they're also explicit about what they're trying to say and about their expectations. They're clear and thorough in what they're saying. So it's not just about communication, but the quality of that communication that they are providing. Finally, leaders with a management focus provide are willing to provide guidance. They actually seek opportunities to be influential, to take charge, and they're willing to take command. Right, so they show that in a way it seems like they're drawn to these situations where they can emphasize those behaviors and take command and manage the group or the team or whatever opportunity is available to them.